2022 Land Rover Range Rover interior exterior detail. A detailed look into Range Rover is something that excites every one of us, be it oldies or goldies. So without further ado, let's just dive into that. If you're at the Land Rover stand during public days for the 2021 Los Angeles Auto Show, try and steal a minute in the redesigned 2022 Range Rover with the doors shut. It's nearly silent in there. Rob Filipovic, Director of Product, Jaguar Land Rover North America, told me it's the quietest Land Rover model ever. I don't dispute the claim, though we'll have to drive one to get a full picture. You'd expect that sort of noise insulation from an SUV that'll start at a cool $105,350 including destination. You'd also expect decadent cabin materials, and the Range Rover doesn't disappoint. Laser edge wood and stitch, soft touch panels envelop both rows, and the top-notch stuff extends to available third row, if you get it. That's an area automakers pinch panties in even their luxury SUVs. Not in the Range Rover, which shows no obvious stretches of vinyl or hard plastics in the way back. Less impressive in third row space, at least taked up against that of a Cadillac Escalade or Lincoln Navigator. Filipovic said the third row was designed so it can fit full-size humans, and it's the largest third row we have. That may be so, but headroom was snug for my 6-foot frame, and low seating position left my knees a bit elevated. That's unavoidable in most third rows, which are for most part slammed to the floor, though the Navigator's raised position stands out in that regard. If you plan to ferry adults back there in any regularity, Lincoln and Cadillac might have better offerings. Back up front, I'm glad to see Land Rover swap out the dual 10-inch touchscreens for climate and multimedia controls, a larger display, 13.1 inches, above a more intuitive panel of climate control seems a better approach. Still, there's no shortage of touch-sensitive keys, from various climate shortcuts to many other steering wheel controls. Our objections and those of consumers against automakers going whole hog on capacitive touch control seem to be falling on deaf ears these days. Sigh. I land with some thoughts on styling. The Range Rover stays true to its recent heritage, upright and minimalist with a blocky profile but few hard edges. Onlookers will have a tough time telling the front apart from the ongoing generation. The giveaway is the lower bumper opening, a rectangular shape in place of the old Range Rover's upward curving edges, but the rear's new rectangular theme is a clear differentiator. It's the first Land Rover to try that out, Filipovic confirmed. Darkened horizontal bars frame the tail lights, which can go completely black when the SUV is off. The effect is for a broad rectangular frame within the rear, or a completely black look if you opt for paint and available dark effect ornamentation. Either way, I dig it. Since its inception in 1970, Range Rover has changed the definition of luxury in the SUV segment and has set the bar high enough for its competitors. Over the years, only 4 generation models have been introduced for the flagship Range Rover SUV. Although the process seems quite slow, with each generation model Range Rover has eventually become the star of the segment with signature attributes to its design and overall essence. Most recently, the brand launched 5th generation model, the 2022 Range Rover, with the aim to accentuate luxury to the next level with refined performance and modern looks. The recipe is simple: classic Range Rover heritage fused with modern design and advanced features. For the 5th generation Range Rover, Land Rover has pared back the number of trims and models in the name of simplicity. The lineup will begin with a 5-seat AC and offer a long wheelbase 7-seat version. The Range Rover Autobiography will be offered in 5-seat and long wheelbase 7-seat versions. Finally, there will be a Range Rover First Edition and Range Rover First Edition LWB. Before Land Rover adds a Range Rover SV in short wheelbase and long wheelbase form in the 2023 model year. Being the 5th generation model, the 2022 Range Rover has evolved to have a contemporary design but still follows the signature styling of the brand. While the overall silhouette of the luxury SUV fundamentally remains unchanged, there are some key updates throughout the bodywork of the vehicle that distinguish the new Range Rover to be more modern looking and gorgeously beautiful. At the front, the most noticeable change has to be the bumper that has now been given a rectangular look that stretches across the width of the front, cutting down the visual bulk. The headlights of the SUV feature a striking digital LED exterior lighting with Range Rover's signature daytime running lights. Just between the headlights is the updated front grille with an interesting new pattern design. The side profile of the new Range Rover is even more cleaner, with just a single line running throughout the length of the car. The SUV still wears the typical Range Rover styling that features a solid upright position, making the car look even bigger. Talking about the rear end, the taillights have been completely revised with vertical lamps that carry the most powerful LEDs out there in the entire car industry. Interestingly, the taillights remain completely blacked out until lit. The turn indicators are integrated in the same panel and override the rear lights to blink. Everything else has been kept simple and elegant, much like the rest of the exterior. Land Rover is considered to be one of the most luxurious SUV manufacturers out there, and the legacy continues with the 2022 Range Rover model. The cabin is loaded with premium materials and exquisite trims. Almost everything is covered with exclusive leather, although buyers also have an option to choose a non-leather interior. The dashboard follows a long horizontal design language and has trims of wood and high-quality aluminum that accentuate the exquisiteness even further. Since its inception in 1970, Range Rover has changed the definition of luxury in the SUV segment and has set the bar high enough for all its competitors. Over the years, only 4 generation models have been introduced for the flagship Range Rover SUV. Although the process seems quite slow, with each generation model Range Rover has eventually become the star of the segment with signature attributes to its design and overall essence. Most recently, the brand launched the 5th generation model, the 2022 Range Rover, with the aim to accentuate luxury to the next level with refined performance and modern looks. The center console between the driver and the co-passenger seat is completely made up of unfinished wood with sleek metal inputs which look gorgeous altogether. No doubt, you get a leather-wrapped steering wheel with a two-tone color combination that blends in beautifully with the interior. Interestingly, the headrests of the front seats have inbuilt speakers which cut down the ambient noise inside the car, offering a peaceful drive. At the rear, you get luxurious executive class seats with an electrically folding center armrest to split the row into 2 sections. The flagship SUV model is one step ahead in the game and offers a full seat-only version with individual seats. The center armrest has an electrically operated table system which, with press of a button, unfolds to form a personal table for the rear passengers. And just in case you want to celebrate an occasion or raise a toast, there's a champagne fridge to offer you chilled drinks. That is the level of luxury offered by the 2022 Range Rover. Range Rovers are famous for the insane power they pack under the hoods, and the 2022 model is no exception. The latest lineup includes 2 options in V8 gas and inline 6-mile hybrid drivetrains from the start. If you liked the video, it would be great if you subscribe to the Luxury Cars channel And don't forget to press the bell icon for more immaculate videos.